Okay.
All right.
Heather and Kenny here with Helicopter Line Ground School doing another day of videos for you during our Holiday 4 special. And we've got one here on our list. Came up from Operations Manager Brian Rutledge. Never take your hand off the collective. But when is it okay? All right? And I like that statement the way he said it, because this confuses people. So while we're doing our starting up here, we're doing the engine run up on the 269. Depending on which side you're on, left or right, you're going to have different ways you go about your startup. And whether you're in a Robinson or you're using your knees to hold the cyclic or whatever, there's different things that go on depending on different aircraft. The point that we're getting at, and I want to get this point while we're doing a warm-up here, is what we do in the training environment, once the engine's running, we want somebody to have the hand on the collective. Whether the student has hands on the collective or the instructor has his hand on the collective and throttle, once the engine's running, we want you to have your hand on there protecting the collective and the throttle both. So during the startup, on the ground, picking up, hovering, don't take your hand off the collective. Either the student has it or the instructor has it. During all those ground operations, somebody has their hand on the collective and throttle, guarding it all the time. Then once you take off, during your takeoff, somebody has their hand on the collective and throttle all the time. Now, once you get up to altitude and you have safe, altitude above the ground and you're getting your cruise flight, on some helicopters it's acceptable to take your hand off the collective, and you might be able to use collective friction, maybe not, depending on the aircraft. But at that point, in stable flight, yes, you can. I'm going to use the example here in the 269. If I'm in stable flight, I could take my left hand off the collective, put it on the cyclic, use my right hand to do what I got to do with radios or whatever, and then go back, right hand back to cyclic, left hand back to collective. So, the point is, and this is a training environment, we know some people don't do this. I even have to harp on instructors that help us at times. And a student comes from somewhere else, and they start up, engine's running, and they're taking the hand off the collective all the time. In the training environment, this is how we want to do it. We want somebody to have their hand on the collective all the time. And the examiners, all of them that I've been using forever, and the ones I did my check rides with, they all expect this. They expect somebody's hand on the collective and throttle the whole time the engine's running, during all the hovering on the ground, everything. Somebody needs to be guarding that collective. So, never take your hand off the collective. But when is it okay? In most instances, during stable flight, it would be acceptable to take your hand off the collective. Of course, some operating procedure at some flight school or some company somewhere could vary and be different. This is the statement we're using for HOGS training that we do here. Every flight school I've worked at, all the training I went through over the years, that's always the way it was done. Engine running, somebody's hand is guarding the collective and the throttle. During stable flight, you can take your hand off the collective, possibly friction, depends on the POH for your aircraft. So there's your tip for today. We thought we'd just do this real quick while we're doing a startup. I need to get with the rest of our startup here because we're going to go shoot some more videos.
Yeah.
So July 4th special to the July 8th. 50% off any membership on the site. Go down below, the video down below. There's direct links. You don't even need the code. If you have a question, Heather is your member concierge. So she's going to give you her information on how you can get a hold of her.
You can text or call me at 574-767-1797, or you can also email me, heather@helicopterground.com. If you have any questions about getting signed up, I'll be happy to help you.
And always use your checklist during startup. No matter how familiar you get with the aircraft, it's always easy to forget something if you're not using the checklist. So we're going to get back to our startup. Get a hold of Heather if you need her, or go down below and grab one of those links, sign up, 30-day money-back, no hassle guarantee, 50% off any membership. Do it now.
Yeah, or use the code July50. I can't remember if we said that.
There you go. Or use the code July50 at helicopterground.com. Okay. Catch you in the next video. We're going to go fly.